Hare Krishna everyone, please take a seat. We did ask to see if we can put the mats, but they said no. Now when you come to Bramhanda, you sit straight on Braj Raj. That's why you see we were not allowed to put the mats here. So please sit on the Braj Raj or wherever you are comfortable. We have some chairs. Just before I request Maharaj to speak something, how was the book distribution here? So we've run out. We've run out of all the books, lollipop, stickers. So we have more in the bus. We are going to refill them when we go back out from here. We'll leave around 12 o'clock from here. And at 12 o'clock, we're going to stop at 12:15 for 20 minutes outside Raman Reti. So you can take some Braj Raj on your head. And also we're going to do a nice Harinam there and give out some more books which we will collect from the coach. So Keshav Gokulanand Prabhu suggested something yesterday. He said that each one of us should try and meet at least 10 people and try the technique. Just this morning, I want to share one story, and this is the story of the whole trip. Are you ready to listen to the story?
Yes.
Okay. So in Jaipur, on the 18th of October, when Maharaj came, he showed us how to give books without speaking a word. You remember that?
Yes.
Where is Scott Prabhu? Scott? There he is. So after that presentation, Scott came over to me and said, Divinam, please don't be offended if I don't distribute books. I don't want to do it. Those were your words? Those were his words. I said, absolutely, just stay here and be with those who are distributing it. He said, no problem with that. 3 days later, he's distributed the most amount of books.
Yeah.
He just gave out a book to a Pandit from Mathura who had tilak and everything. He did the whole presentation and he gave out the books, lollipop, prasadam, sticker, and the guy, whatever he had, he just gave him the donation.
Haribol.
So please, I'm requesting now on behalf of Keshav Prabhu, since he mentioned when we go out for Harinam, just meet 10 people. Can you do that? Just meeting 10 people and trying that technique. We'll fill up your bags with prasadam and books today. Thank you everybody. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Most people are oriented over that side. Maybe I should move just a little bit this way. What do you think?
Yes. Also, one more thing, sorry, I have to say this. The devotees, it's amazing. I've noticed so many Matajis and devotees who've been like distributing books in London, so they've made friends now and showing them how to do it. I saw many devotees, like all the Matajis were showing, Kalavati Mataji was showing to the new devotees. And the best part was Dulal Krishna Prabhu and his son Vasudev. Where is Vasudev? There he is. How many you did just now? 9 books. Give him a hand. He just tried that technique and everybody was taking the books. Well done, Vasudev. And where is your dad? Oh, he's with Vishwambar. Let's give a hand for Dulal Krishna Prabhu. Ladini Prema Mataji, you were saying something. Oh, yes. So please, if you can all come a bit closer. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Prabhu. If people come here, they should be able to allow to do parikrama. So please move a bit closer and leave enough space for people to go around. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.
You got to move up more because a lot of people come and they walk around that tree. They're going to go underneath that branch and all the way around.
Okay.
Page 29.
Speaker here. And the volume up.
Nam Gai Gauram Madhushware Nam Gai Gauram Madhushware I got it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare thako bane tako Sarahari bole dako
Nive tako bane tako Sarahari bole tako
Suke duke bulo nako varne Hari nam korore Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jale badda hoye acho miche kajloye Maya jale badda hoye acho miche kajloye Eko noche tanna pe Radha Madhav nam bolo re Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaura Madhusware. Jivana hoilo shesh, na bhajile Hrishikesh. Jivana hoilo shesh, na bhajile Hrishikesh. Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Parishek Barnam Rashin Matore. Thakur. Barnam Rashin Matore. Nam Gai Gauram Madhusware. Nam Gai Gauram Madhusware. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Kirtan ki, Harinam Mantra ki, Shri Harinam Prabhu ki, Gaur Premanande, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai. Nama Shreshtam Manamapi Shachiputra Matra Sarupam Shirupam Dasyagrajam Uruparim Maturim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivanamaho Radhika Madhavasham Prapto Yasya Pratiti Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Dadosmi Ajanulambita Bhujo Kanakavadato Samkirtanai Kapitaro Kamalaya Taksho Vishwambaro Divijabaro Yugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karuna Vataro Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. In all places throughout the Braj, there's no better place than Bramhanda Ghat. Because here, from the breezes of the Ganga, of the Jamuna, we're automatically being purified in this environment. And in this place, we find people the most joyful. That's why the book distribution is so good here. Everyone feels spontaneously enlivened by Krishna consciousness in this place, Bramhanda Ghat. And it's a super tirtha, because not only did Krishna perform one of his most famous pastimes right here where you're sitting, but also Srila Prabhupada came here and took bath here in the Jamuna. He visited this place. There are photographic evidence of his visiting here. And so, when Krishna decided to make his descent to this world, he arranged that he would appear along with his associates from all over the universe. And before Krishna was born, as was prophesied as the eighth child, there were 6 other children known as the Sadgarbha Asuras, who were born in the womb of Devaki before Krishna appeared, and each one of them was summarily killed by Kamsa. And on the 7th, Baladev appeared within the womb of Devaki, but then by the order of Yogamaya, he was transferred to the womb of Rohini. So it was thought that that Devaki had had a miscarriage. And then, of course, when Krishna appeared, Vasudeva took the child to the house of Nanda Maharaj, where he had already given birth to twins, a girl and a boy. And the expansion, Vasudeva, who appeared from the womb of Devaki, merged into Krishna. And at that time, Vasudeva brought home the girl, who was Yogamaya. And when Kamsa came, knowing that the 8th child had been born, at least according to his calculation, because it's a little hard to figure, because the prophecy said 8th child, but do you count the miscarriage? In any case, he came to kill the child. And Devaki begged for leniency, please. It's a girl. And Kamsa, being maddened by power and not wanting to lose it, grabbed hold of the legs of the little girl and tried to slam her against the stone floor of the prison. But she flew up into the air And from above the head of Kamsa, she said, Kamsa, you fool, you think you can kill me. And she manifested her form as Durga. Now Kamsa and many demons are worshippers of Durga because they find by worshipping Shiva, Parvati, they get material amenities. Because after all, Lord Shiva and Durga are the mother and father of the material creation. And Kamsa, seeing that, or thinking that his sister had given birth to Durga, had a renewed respect for his sister. Says his worshipful deity, she's appeared from your womb. He became a little reticent around her because he thought much more of her now. Now, Krishna was already in the Vraj, in the home of Nanda Maharaj, and Durga had escaped, and Nanda, not knowing what had happened, just assumed that everything was normal and he had had a little boy, Krishna. So the time came, as is customary, for a name-giving ceremony, because the child has to be given a name. And at that time, one invites a pandit, a learned scholar, to come and look at the astrology of the child. So Nanda Maharaj invited Gargamuni to come to his home, because Gargamuni, having performed many, many austerities, and being a highly learned sage, he was clairvoyant because of his skills in astrology. He could see everything past and what was going to happen in the future. Came to the house of Nanda, and Nanda, very joyous, explained how he had a son. And of course, everyone knew the atmosphere in Vrindavan, that Kamsa was looking to kill all the children, and especially whenever Krishna was born. So Nanda said, if we have an open name-giving ceremony, which is the normal process, invite people, have a bit of a festival, then Kamsa will hear about it and he'll think, aha, this might be Krishna. And he'll come here immediately. So he said, better we have something that's in private. To which Nanda Maharaj readily agreed, and they met in the cowshed to have the name-giving ceremony. Upon looking at the astrological readings for the son of Nanda, and of course Baladev had been born from the womb of Rohini, he looked at them both and he gave names. He gave 3 names to Baladev because he perceived from his chart that he would be very strong, and also that he would give great pleasure to his parents and to everybody in the world. And also, he could understand that he had been transferred from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. So the 3 names are Balaram, because Rama means pleasure, he'll give the highest pleasure. And Baladev means he'll have great strength. And Sankarshan means he was attracted from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. And then when he did the chart of Krishna, he said, Asan varnastrayo yasya gunatonu yugam tanu shuklo raktastata pita idanim krishnatam gata. He said, your son, this is not the first time we've heard of him. He said he appears in every yuga in a different color. White, red, yellow, and sometimes in a greenish color as Lord Ramachandra. But now he has appeared in a blackish color as Krishna. So his name will be Krishna. And he said to Nanda Maharaj that your son is very special. he's as good as Narayan. Don't be surprised at anything he does, because this child is as good as Narayan. And you should take care of him very carefully, because there will be many demons that come here that want to kill him. So this was the information that Nanda received from Gargamuni. And as Krishna and Balaram grew up in the same household, as little children, they played in the soft sands, Ramanreti. It's described how they used to catch on to the tails of calves and take a ride, and they'd come back to their mothers covered with the pigment from the ground of Vrindavan. And as they grew a little older, they became mischievous and started going to various homes and stealing. They would break in, steal butter, and eat it. And sometimes they'd take the butter and not eat it, but distribute it to the monkeys. And they'd give the monkeys so much that when the householders would come and find out that someone was stealing and raise the alarm, stop! They'd say, this butter is useless, even the monkeys won't eat it, because they were so full. And when they were about to chastise Krishna and Balaram as little children, these two effulgent children would smile at them and they'd say, oh, it's all right. So they took to playing with their friends. And one day while playing, Baladev came to his mother, came to Yashoda, and said, Krishna has eaten clay. And they had witnesses. They held court. Yashoda verified. Several boys said the same thing, but even Balaram, he said, no, he did it. So she called for her son Krishna. Said, Krishna, come here. There's some serious charges. Your friend said you ate dirt, and even Balaram said you ate dirt. And Krishna said, they're all lying. They weren't happy with my play. They were defeated by me, and now they're making up lies. They're conspiring against me. Yashoda said, then I'll just find out for myself. You sit here on my lap, you open your mouth, I'm going to look. So just like an ordinary little child, he submissively opened his mouth for his mother. And when she looked in his mouth, she saw all of the elements of creation. Every one of the Shaktis of the material world. Just watch if you have anything loose, like your bag or glasses, because he's on the prowl. And not only did she see that, but she saw all the universes. In fact, the whole entire universe was in the mouth of Krishna. What's more, she saw herself sitting there with Krishna on her lap and Krishna sucking from her breast. And she was taken aback, bewildered by the scene. Said, okay, close your mouth. She said, anyway, just don't do it again. And as Shukadev Goswami explains, Krishna has an internal potency, Yogamaya, by which the devotees of the Lord here in Vraj are covered. Here in the material world, Krishna explains how we're covered by the external energy. That's called Mahamaya. But in Vraj, they're covered by Yogamaya. Everybody's covered by Krishna's energy and under Krishna's energy. Either the internal energy or the external energy. Sometimes even Balaram is covered by the internal energy of Krishna, because only Krishna is never covered. In the story in which Brahma steals the cowherd boys and the calves. Do you remember that story? When they're having a picnic, just after Krishna killed Aghasura, they sat down for a picnic. And some of the calves started wandering away. And the boys became concerned, so they said, we'll go get them. And Krishna said, no, I don't want you to interrupt your lunch. You stay here, I'll go get them. And as Krishna wandered further and further away looking for the calves, he noticed they were long gone. And then he could perceive that Brahma had come to play a trick. And he had stolen away not only the calves, but also the boys. So Krishna immediately manifests a new set of calves and boys, exactly the same as the other ones. Only all of them were expansions of Krishna instead of the original calves and boys. And later in the Vraj, when there were many curious sights, because these expansions of the boys and calves were Krishna, the mothers and fathers of these new children were 10 times more affectionate towards their children because they were Krishna himself. What to speak of the calves, the cows, and even the bulls became so affectionate towards their offspring because they were expansions of Krishna that they came running down a hill even after they had been separated in such a way that it looked like they wanted to gobble up the little calves because they were so affectionate, licking their bodies. And Balaram was watching all this, and he thought, this is a curious sight here in Vrindavan. Might it be the power of some Rakshasi? And then he thought, well, what Rakshasi magic could influence anything here in Vraj? And step by step, he began to realize that, oh, this is all Krishna's play. He's manifested all these calves and boys. And as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, even Balaram is covered sometimes by the internal potency of Krishna until he reveals what's really going on. So all the residents of Vrindavan are covered by Yogamaya in order to facilitate their intimate, eternal loving relationship with Krishna. And his opulence as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is covered by his internal potency. So they see him only as a little boy or an adolescent whom they love very deeply according to their relationship with him. As explained by Shukadeva Goswami in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the love of Mother Yashoda is unparalleled. She's in the Vatsalya Ras. And Parikshit Maharaj asked a question, Nandakim akarod Brahman, Shreya eva mahodayan, Yashoda cha mahabhaga, papo yasyas danam hari. How did Nanda and Yashoda especially become so fortunate that they became the parents of Krishna? What to speak of Yashoda? Krishna drank from her breast. And Yashoda was with Krishna 24 hours a day practically when he was a little baby. His mother and child at that age never separated. And there, Shukadeva Goswami gives a secret for the power of devotional service. In a verse he spoke that was repeated several times by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Most notably, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in South India, and he was teaching the process of chanting Hare Krishna and extolling the virtues of this supreme form of bhakti yoga in which the residents of Vrindavan see Krishna as one of theirs. They don't see him as the Lord of Vaikuntha. They just see him as their kid. Nayam Sukhapo Bhagavan Dehinam Gopika Sutta Yaninam Chatmabhutanam Yata Bhaktimatam Iha. And that is, Shukadeva Goswami said, there's no process more powerful for coming to the perfection of life than the method of worshiping Krishna, conceived by Yashoda and the members of the devotees of Vraj. Not the Gyanis. Gyanis come to an impersonal conclusion. Not the yogis. They have a very complicated process, Ashtanga yoga. It takes years and years to control the mind, and they don't come to the perfection. What to speak of karmis? They're mired in the material energy. But very easily, Shukadev Goswami said, Yashoda and all the members of her family could come to the perfection of life just by simple love for Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned this verse when he met Venkata in South India. And one may ask then, but how could I become a lover of Krishna on the same level as the members, as the residents of Vrindavan? And Brahma answers the question. Would you like to hear his answer?
Yes.
His answer is so sanguine that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with Ramananda Roy and asked him how one can attain the perfection of life, and Ramananda Roy gave many answers, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected the first 5 answers that he gave. But then he accepted this answer and said, this is correct, it's very good. Then of course he said, if you know more, please say more. And here's what Ramananda Roy quoted from Lord Brahma, which pertains to all of us. Because what use is a high-minded philosophy if there's no access to anyone in the world at any time? It's just theoretical, right? Yes. We need an access door. How to get into the process? How could we enter into Vrindavan? How could we have a relationship with Krishna, or revive our original relationship with Krishna the way that Yashoda and all the residents of Vrindavan did? Isn't that what everybody here wants to know?
Yes.
Isn't this why you came to Bramhanda Ghat today?
Yes.
This was what Ramananda Roy said, and Lord Chaitanya accepted. He said, Jnane prayasam udapasya namante eva, jivanti san mukaditam bhavadiya vartam, stane stita shrutigatam tanuvan mano virye prayaso jita jito pyasitaistrilokyam. Brahma said, throw away, as far as you can throw it, any idea of figuring out Krishna with your intellect. Make no attempt by your intellect to try to understand Krishna, because if you could understand Krishna by your intellect, he wouldn't be Krishna. He'd be some ordinary person. Jnane prayasam udapasya namanteva, jivanti san mukaritam bhavadiyat vartam. He recommended something that all of you are doing. Do you want to know what he recommended that you're already doing?
Yes.
And what you're doing right now? He recommended dedicating one's life to hearing about Krishna. Why did you come on this yatra? You just wanted to hear about Krishna. Admit it. No, I want you to admit it.
Yes.
All you wanted to do was hear about Krishna, right?
Yes.
So he said, Jivanti means just live for this. If all you do is live, stay alive, somehow or other, so that you can hear about Krishna in the next class, your life is perfect. All you need is a little kitri and some achar and maybe a papadum, but definitely some lime or lemon. Lime's better. Right?
Yes.
That's all you want, so you can stay alive, a little something to feed the fire in the belly. Then all you want is a little place to lie down. Clean. It has to be clean. Maybe a mat, straw mat. Is that good enough? Little straw mat, and maybe what, 6.5 feet? Is that good enough?
Yes.
Okay. So all you need, a little kitri, some achar, maybe papadum, lime, and a mat to lie down on. So jivanti, so you can stay alive. You wake up and you think, okay, I'm still alive, right? And then you say, what do I do now? Nothing else to do but hear about Krishna. So Brahma said, make this your life, or he said, if it is your life, that's the perfect life. Jivanti san mukaditam bhavadiya vartam. And then he said, stane stita shruti gatam tanavan manobir. He said, you don't have to change your position in life. You don't have to go off to the forest or change your hairstyle. Stane stita means stay in the position you're in now, but shruti gatam, hear and offer respects to the sound that's coming from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Tanuvan manobir. You can say using your words, you can say, this is very good. Everyone say it.
This is very good.
Very good, very good. Tanuvan manobir. And with your mind, you can offer respects to the sound vibration of Srimad Bhagavatam. And if you want to put your head on the ground in front of the place where Krishna Katha is being spoken, then you've got the trifecta. And he says, if you do this, if you just stay alive so that you can hear about Krishna, then stane stita shuddhikatam tanavan manobir ye prayaso jitta jito pyasitaishta trilokyam. The most impossible thing will happen. And what is that? He has the answer. He said, you will conquer Krishna. How would that be possible to conquer Krishna? Because Krishna is ajita, which means he's unconquerable. But how could you conquer him? By having a little kitri, achar, maybe papadum every once in a while. And yeah, you need papadum. And then a lime. And a little mat, straw mat, nice and clean. You can lie down on it, and all you do, you wake up and you hear, and you live to hear. Then he said, Jitta Jito, the unconquerable becomes conquered. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, second verse, Vyasadeva says, Sadyo hridya varudyate trakritibi shushrushabis takshanat. And that means if you just live to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, or somehow or other stay alive so you can hear Srimad Bhagavatam, he said, then you'll capture Krishna. Where will you capture him? In your heart. Because Krishna likes to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Why does he like to hear it? Because it's about his devotees. In the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, this is a quiz. Are you ready for a quiz?
Yes.
What's the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam about? Yes? She says in Shringadev. Okay, so we got a ringer in here. Somebody knows the answer. Somebody might say, and somebody did, it's about Nrsingadev, and you were about to say Prahlad Maharaj, right? And Divyanam shouted out for the whole world. It went all the way across the Jamuna. Even people in those cars over there could hear the answer. It's not so much about Lord Nrsingadev. I mean, do an AI search and try to figure out how much is about Nrsingadev and how much is about Prahlad. It's about Prahlad. The glories of Prahlad Maharaj and his love for his spiritual master. And throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll find, yes, Krishna is glorified. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but even more so, his devotees are glorified. And so we find that Krishna likes to hear Bhagavatam so much that if you listen to Bhagavatam, if you repeat Bhagavatam, then Sadyo Hridya, very quickly, Sadyo Hridya Virudyate Trakriti Bishushush Takshanat. Then the Lord will stay within your heart. He won't go anywhere else. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. You've captured him. Prabhupada said he remains compact within your heart. And our acharyas quote another verse in relationship to this one. Vrishrijate hridayam yasya sakshat dariravisha abhihito pyagoganasha. Pranaya rasanaya dritangri padma sabhavati bhagavata pradana ukta. This is spoken by the Yogendras when they're describing who is the topmost devotee of the Lord. Would you like to hear?
Yes.
He says, first of all, Vrishrijate hridayam yasya sakshat. Krishna is directly within your heart. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Right now he's in your heart. And he said, Darir avasha abhihito pyako ganasha. If somebody accidentally says Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
well, you're doing it deliberately, so that wrecks the whole thing. But have you ever met somebody who accidentally said Hare Krishna? Like they said, Hare Krishnas are not allowed here. Get out of here. Too late. You already said Hare Krishna. Like one of Lord Nityananda's associates one day, he became so inspired to get everyone to chant Hare Krishna. Gadadhar Das, not Gadadhar from the Panchatattva, but Gadadhar Das went to the house of the Qazi, the king. He burst in through the front door and made a clamor inside the palace of the king. And he said, I want the king to come out here and chant Hare Krishna right now. And the guards were all trying to throw him out. But then the king heard the clamor and he came down into the foyer of the palace. He said, what is going on here? He said, this little cowherd boy wants you to chant Hare Krishna. And he said, all right, listen, you come back another day and I'll chant Hare Krishna. And Gadadhar Das started dancing in ecstasy and said, wait for another day, you just did it. It's too late. So this verse says, Vrishrijate hridayam yasya sakshad. If somebody even accidentally says Hare Krishna, or under duress, or because they're being derisive, says then, Krishna is so kind. You want to know how kind he is?
Yes.
Yes, Vaisheshika, I want to know. He's so kind that he will take away unlimited sins with the heart of that conditioned soul who accidentally says Hare Krishna. Pyagoga nasha aga oga. Everyone say aga oga. Say it 3 times. Aga oga. This means horrible sins. And they're removed just by one time saying Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And Krishna does it because he's so kind. And if he hears somebody say his name, then he removes those sins from within the heart of that person. What to speak of, and there are many of these transitional statements throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam, if he does that for somebody who doesn't even know what they're doing or they're against Krishna and he purifies them, then you have the transition into what to speak of. Pranaya rasanaya druchangri padma. If somebody chants with love, Hare Krishna, you guys can do it. I'll listen. Chant with love. I could feel it from here. Thank you. And then he says that love becomes a rope, and it ties Krishna's lotus feet so he can't get out of your heart. The devotees tie him up because they love him so much, just from hearing about him. And then when they chant, that chanting with love ties Krishna and holds him tightly within the heart. And that Sabhagavati Bhagavata Pradana Ukta, the Pradana devotee, the highest devotee, is one who can do that, to tie Krishna up. And who can become the greatest devotee? This is the quiz I told you about. I did warn you. I said it was coming, and you didn't believe me. And now here it is, and nobody's prepared, and everyone's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Huh? Okay. I already gave the answer. What? Eats kitri, little achar, papadam. It's necessary. You need the crunch. A lime, and a straw mat, nice and clean, someplace to lie down, at least 6.5 feet in length. And then you get up, Jivanti san mukaditam bhavadiya vartam. And all your life, everyone, your friends said, don't you do anything? You say, I do one thing. I wake up and I listen to Bhagavatam class. That's all I do. Jivanti san mukaditam bhavadiya vartam. Perfect. You will conquer Krishna by that process. Anybody can enter into this process by hearing Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. And now, before things become too outrageously loud here, we'll take a couple of reflections or questions. Oh, it reminds me, we gotta go. Right? We can take one question. Okay, two, go ahead.
It's not a question, I just wanted to ask if there's any significance of those trees behind us. Because one is very white, like Balaram, and one is very dark, like Krishna.
Do you have your name? Trees? Okay, we'll find out for you. Question? No? Reflection.
So I really like the point where you mentioned that.
Everybody move forward by 6.2 inches. Really, really quick. Because there's the pilgrims coming in. Remember we said they're going to have to make the move forward. 6.2 inches, at least. Thank you. Okay, make your point and we'll go.
Yeah, so you don't have to change your position. But
You don't have to change your position,
But here and offer respect to the sound.
but hear and offer respect to the sound vibration
Coming from Srimad.
coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, you get 100 points on your test. Haribo. Now we're going to go, right? Now we have a word from our sponsor.
Hare Krishna. So Mataji, I just checked. So they're saying that there is no significance for these two trees. One is neem, and neem is tend to be more dark complexion, and the other one is peepal. I don't know what peepal tree is called in English, but that's more white. But there's no significance, but this is the main tree, as we hear in Bramhanda, where the Leela took place. So that's what the Pujari told me. So now we are going to go to Raman Reti. So,
Haribo.
it'll be a brief stop, but we will get down, and the temple probably would close at 12, but that's okay. There are two things Raman Reti is famous for. Reti means the dust or the Braj Raj, so you can definitely take some, roll there for a few, just careful, the monkey is coming too. You can take some dust on your head. Be very careful when if you think of rolling and things like that. One devotee got hurt with us when we came first time in the back quite badly. And the second thing the place is famous for is Harinam. So when you go there, we can do some nice Harinam for 20 minutes and take a circle and come out from the other side in both the buses. And while we are doing the Harinam, whatever remaining books we have and the Prasadam, we can give it out. So Keshav Gokulanand Prabhu and Purata Sundar Prabhu, they're going to be in two different buses. So when you go to the buses, give them your bags. In the 10 minutes, which is going to take us from there to there, they will load the books and the lollipop prasadam and the stickers for us. So when you get down